Well, good morning. It's Monday morning. Sorry about Friday and Saturday. We had a bit of a family crisis that we had to take care of, and so just wasn't available to do this, but we're still plugging our way on Luke 17:11 through 19. On the way to Jerusalem, he was passing along between Samaria and Galilee. He entered a village, and he was met by 10 lepers who stood at a distance and lifted up their voices, saying, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. When he saw them, he said to them, Go and show yourselves to the priests. And as they went, they were cleansed. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He fell on his face at Jesus' feet, giving him thanks. Now he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus said, Were not 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? Was no one found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner? And he said to him, Rise and go your way. Your faith has made you well. The one thing that stands out here is that it says the 10 were cleansed as they went on their way. And Jesus says, We're not 10 of them cleansed, so healed. But then he said to the one who came to give thanks, Go your way, your faith has made you well. So some people want to make a big distinction there and say, well, only one of them actually got fully healed. I don't know. I think Jesus healed all of them, and only one came back and said, thank you. And he said, look at this. Only the foreigner, only the Samaritan, only the yucky illegal immigrant came by to say thank you. The rest of the people wouldn't even do that. In those days, leprosy was a term that covered a lot of skin diseases and stuff. And those who had it were supposed to stay away from the rest of the population. A little like when we got COVID and you had to stay in your house and be isolated for 14 days. You had to stay away from the population so you wouldn't infect them with whatever this skin rash was. And this could be anything from, some sort of psoriasis to something really, bad like Hansen's disease, which is our name for the real leprosy in the world. At any rate, the Bible says when you have one of these diseases and you're considered a leper, you have to live in the leper camp. And if you should find healing, then you have to go and show yourself to the priest and say, look, see, I'm clean. And the priest will say, okay, and, certify you as able to return to regular, normal public life. Without that, you can't. And so Jesus says, go show yourselves to the priest. They know that means, yeah, you're going to be healed. Because they've been doing everything right. They're standing at a distance. They're raising their voices and saying, heal us. But they're far away from him. There's no danger. There's no contagion that's going to infect the public. And so they're doing everything they're supposed to do, and Jesus heals them, and only one of them comes back to say thank you. Christian life is a balance of grace and gratitude. We get grace, we get all kinds of things from God that are moments of grace. And how often do we show gratitude? A lot of things happen in our lives that we kind of shrug and say, well, that's just normal. I don't have to be thankful for that because that's just one of the benefits of living where I live and how I live is these things happen to me. Everything that happens to you it comes from God and is a God moment. And so you should be thankful to God all the time for things that happen because Without God's working, nothing good would happen to us. So think about God's grace and how it falls like rain. It's everywhere. It touches everything. Everything gets wet with it. And give thanks, grace and gratitude. Okay, we'll see you Tuesday, and I'm going to try really hard to stay on schedule and do things that we're supposed to do Friday and Saturday. So we'll see you then.